Less than a month till a new Paramore album. What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. I got up very early this morning because I knew a new Paramore song was on the way, and I'm glad that I did. I heard 8:30 was the radio time, but I am glad I was up at 8 because I was one of the first 1,000 plays whenever the official video dropped on the Fueled by Ramen channel here on YouTube. If you haven't heard it yet, if you haven't seen the music video yet, you have to. It's linked in the description down below. This song is fantastic. Paramore have struck back once again with gold, this time infusing it with disco-dipped vibes straight out of the 70s and 80s, from the synth leads to just the cutting guitars on this, the simple rhythm. It gets in the back of your head, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. It goes up and down the scales, but it's something so simple that it builds more and more. And this song seems like it was lifted from the toughest time as a band yet. That's where Haley and Taylor got the lyrical content from, and it is very much inspired. You can hear them making tragedy into pop gold, pop rock. And it's something that, once again, doesn't detract from Paramore as a band. It doesn't see them just going full-on mainstream or selling out or whatever you want to call it. It shows them, once again, that they still have full creative ability to do whatever they want, and I love that the label doesn't interfere with that. So here, what do we get as far as the music video? What do we get as far as other sounds on this song? Well, let's talk about the song first, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the music video. As far as the song goes, I am loving really every aspect of it. It builds slowly to that chorus. I love how it has a slower start. It's got some kind of almost like a bongo type rhythm in the beginning before it actually cuts into the actual instrumental. It plays the same little lead and then actually gets into it with the guitar. And then, that's right, Zach Farro on the drums. Just seeing him in the music video is unreal. It's been so long since we've seen him in Paramore. 2010, here we are, fast forward, 7 years later. Did you ever think you'd see Zach Farro in Paramore again? I don't think I did. There's several lines that really make you wonder exactly what they went through. Obviously, if you know Paramore at all, you know that they lost their longtime bassist and one of their founding members, Jeremy Davis. There was a lawsuit involved there, and Haley was quoted as saying a couple of times that the past year or so was the hardest of her life, especially in between Jeremy leaving the band, I believe at the end of 2015, and the legal proceedings throughout the end of 2016. And here we are, hard times. It makes sense. But this song is definitely applicable to bigger scenarios and situations, and for day-to-day stuff as well. I find it being super relatable already, and I've probably played this thing about 10 to 15 times so far. I just sat there and looped it over and over again because it's that catchy. It has that much of a stick to it, especially the chorus. Hard times. It's already ingrained in my head. And there's several lines as we go to the second verse especially, where she's basically saying she feels like there's a rain cloud hovering over her. And I love how it's like, strike me with lightning, and maybe that will make me get up and do exactly what you want to do, or whatever it is I need to be for this situation. There's this super four on the floor dancey thing that comes in towards the end that reminds me even more of like a disco and synth pop era, but there's definitely guitars all throughout this song. I don't want you to think that I'm describing this as just a total pop jam whatsoever. It's something that comes in with a lot of invigorating guitars, and the drum rhythms from Zach Farro once again are very distinct. They're different, but very cutting and distinct once again. And on the end of the song, there's this synthy dance beat, boom, boom, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, that comes in and loops towards the end, and you can't help but move. The first time I heard it, I was dancing all over the place. I should have recorded my reaction. Let's talk about the music video, because this thing is so visually appealing, and I love this new era of Paramore already. There's multiple colors. You can see from a couple of the promo photos that got released that they're obviously in this multicolored era now, and we've got blue, red, yellow, and this music video is vibrant. There are colors everywhere, but it also plays to exactly what's going on in the lyrical content here. I love some of the swirling transitions and how those can move scenes, and how hard times at the title of the song is actually popping up on screen from the start whenever we see it on the car, and how that just kind of the neon sign turns on and we see Haley start to sing, and then we see throughout the music video like the band members popping up, like Zach in the corner shouting hard times and it popping on screen, or else Taylor looking dead at the camera, shouting hard times, the backing part there. It works so well as a backing lyric and something that aids the music video as well. All of the visuals here on point. A lot of props to them because obviously I'm sure this was very hard to make. It looks like a complicated set and design and a lot of work in post, so shout out to everybody who worked on this killer music video. One happy camper right here. I am a happy man. Paramore, one of my favorite bands. If you didn't see my favorite bands of all time music video, I would suggest watching it. I talked about Paramore in detail on there. They ranked at number 3 on the list. You guys know I have a ton of love for them, and I was so excited for this. I knew that they weren't going to let me down with a new single. I talked about that earlier in the year when I said there's a lot of bands that I do worry about with their new material. Paramore are really never one of them because they have never given us reason to doubt them. They've come through with fire here, straight fire once again. Total pop rock gold. It's an ecstasy eargasm of a tune, and I think you guys are going to love it too. Me personally, I'm going to have to go with a 5 out of 5. I can't find anything wrong with this song. I loved it the first time I heard it, and the music video as well. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section down below. Smash that like button while you're here, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. If you would, help me out on Patreon if you're able to. It's the annotation over there in the corner. Another Paramore review right here, or that top 10 favorite bands music video right here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you very soon on Beyond ARTV.